Just leave me to do my dark bidding on the internet.
It's called Two Brothers. Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
Hey guys, this is Alberto coming to you from the future, and you are listening to part 2 of our top 5 favorite horror films episode with Josh. I'm not joking around when I say this. This is our longest episode that we have ever recorded. That's why we had to break it up into 2 parts. Yeah, this was so much fun. In retrospect, looking back on it, we really loved having Josh on the podcast to, shoot the shit, talk about horror movies, and this one's going to be a great one. So here's part 2 of our top 5 favorite horror films, Two Brothers.
The Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. You're done. That's
Look,
it. Silence
okay.
of the Lambs.
Look, I saw this shit like 3 years ago, the first time, and on Halloween. Dude, that fucking movie still holds up. What's the actor's name? I'm fucking blanking here.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins sells it, man. And how I can't even say. I'm so speechless, dude. This shit. After watching this, I went to a fucking binge just like you with Saw. I saw was it Hannibal? What's the name? Red Dragon. I didn't see the Hannibal Rising. Fuck that one. Then oh, hold on. He has to say something.
Because IMDb is king, right?
Okay.
Doesn't it?
Wikipedia.
Yeah. So is Wikipedia, right? Doesn't even label it as horror. What the fuck is this guy? This guy's list is. Let's get the fuck out of here.
What is it labeled as? Or are you just kidding?
Crime, drama, thriller.
So why is it always on the horror lists on the other people, huh?
No, you fucking tell me.
You tell me.
I'm just kidding. Everybody's opinion matters. And everyone's gonna be like, this friend should never be on this show ever again. He just reads IMDb and goes off of IMDb.
2 bros and IMDb. That's it. Just 2 bros and IMDb.
Like I was saying, I was so into it with the character and everything. The show is fucking amazing as well.
That was good.
See,
That is.
I still have yet to see it.
It was canceled too.
I fucking hate when it got canceled, dude. I cried.
Really?
No, it ends in a fucking cliffhanger.
Like a literal.
Right, in a good way. Like it can end there, or it can pick up too, type of thing.
Okay.
But dude, the fucking show expands on the story and all that. But hold on, Josh has to say something. or you wanna?
No, go ahead.
Well, I gotta like. This is the part where I guess we shit on each other, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you really say, going back to, what IMDb says, right? Is it really a horror movie though? Can you say it is? I want to hear Alberto's thoughts on this.
I've never seen it before, so I don't really have a fucking opinion on
Look.
it. I don't know.
It's not a horror film. Okay.
So why the fuck do you have it on your list, man?
Well,
come
so
on.
you tell me why other people have it on their list as a horror film.
So he saves him, almost redeems himself with it, right? And then he does Silence of the Lambs.
I'm gonna pull a Josh
The next
and
one,
go to the internet.
The next one you're gonna say is fucking Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler is going to be like the number 1. It's a straight up fucking comedy.
Oh my god!
You guys, you're gonna talk or anything?
No, go ahead. What are you?
Hold on, I'll go pull a Josh and look this up real quick.
Are you looking up Wikipedia now?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna find horror under it. I guarantee it. No, but you can make the argument and say that it's horror. I get what he's. I appreciate Edgar's. Because here's the thing. Did you guys look up greatest horror movies of all time before we had this conversation?
I will admit, I did. I will admit, yeah.
Yeah. So did I, right? And the thing is the lists are pretty close with one another, right? So and then the list that we make, I'm like, oh shit, because I made one, right? I made my list. I checked out the top 10. And I was like, oh fuck, it's close, right? So it's like, oh, it's gonna be like everybody else. It's gonna be unoriginal. So at least I give props to Edgar for trying to be unique, but he still sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I can't find anything under the horror genre.
Okay, but what is it about Silence of the Lambs that you make it like you think it's a horror movie? You label it as a horror movie. Is it like Anthony Hopkins' like chilling performance?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's a good. That's what I do when I watch the Saw movies. And that's what Josh does before he's about to eat a fucking.
I don't know, like what I was gonna say here, like when they did like a study of who's the most scariest and all this shit, right? They had Jason and all your classics, and he ranked number 1. Hannibal Lecter, next to
yes, that's
Michael
the thing.
Myers.
Like, yeah, okay, it's not labeled under horror, but I will agree Hannibal Lecter is definitely one of the greatest horror villains of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about horror villains. I would say villains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember reading a list too, and he wasn't number 1 on that list, but like he was one of the top 5 greatest villains of all time. Right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just can't find anything horror about Silence of the Lambs. You never seen it, right?
You should.
It is a classic. I love it. I can't agree with you on this one, man. I love you, Edgar, but man, it's just.
I should just stop here, right?
Man.
Look,
okay.
Yeah,
sell it to me, though, man. Sell it to me, though. Convince me.
It's not a horror film. Okay, I get that. It's just I knew you guys. I knew you guys were gonna come out with the classics. So I had to pull something else that I enjoyed, not label as horror. I really fucking put thought into this, like,
okay,
like hold on, like
yeah,
like I didn't know what to. I didn't want to put Child's Play. Like that didn't really.
Child's Play also wouldn't be that. Doesn't terrify me either. So I agree with you.
I didn't want to put another like I said, I'm a fucking zombie guy. I'm not gonna put like 5 zombie films in here.
Yeah.
I knew you guys were gonna go for The Shining, The Thing.
We're hurting his feelings.
Yeah. Stop it, guys.
Well,
never welcome ever again.
After this, I'm sorry, Josh, you can't come back for another year.
I didn't know what to pick.
Yeah.
Like.
No, but like Silence of the Lambs, like I can see why some people
look.
consider
I didn't want to be
movie.
Also that guy with the ones who just saw like talk to me and
start putting new movies on the list,
even though they're fucking great. But I didn't want to be that guy neither.
You
so
want to deviate.
I really thought about like, fuck. I know this is not a horror, but
it affected you.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I think
that's
this
fine.
list is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can honestly, we can make another top 5 and another top 5. Like it definitely can go on forever.
Yeah.
So Silence of the Lambs.
I know. I don't know. It just
no, but it's like I can see how you could see that as a horror movie. But let's go ahead and move on.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
That's lotion in the skin, or is it lotion in the basket?
No, place the lotion in the skin where the dog gets the hose again.
Okay. Seems like you know more about Silence of the Lambs than Edgar does. What? Okay, so what is your number 2?
I don't know. I just feel bad that I was making fun of Edgar.
This is the whole point of the show.
This guy goes his spiel, and I'm just like, you are not welcome to it. Whoa,
oh, shit.
Second time I dropped my phone.
It's karma.
Karma. All right.
Okay, what'd you say? Cabin in the Woods?
It's a horror movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods? Yeah.
Yeah. There's some humor elements too.
That one actually pays a lot of homage to a lot of the original horror. So, but the thing is too is I know we're gonna get shit on by a lot of people out there because they're like, why didn't they put this? Why didn't they put that? Right?
What the fuck? Why don't they like Ari Aster's Midsommar or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely like a losing battle.
Yeah,
right?
it's subjective, man. It's
in all honesty, I was going to like put in the Terminator and troll you guys.
And say so, like, fucking get out of here.
But then I was like, Edgar's probably going to do the.
Yeah.
You covered the fucking worst list. Don't worry about it.
Obviously, number 2 is Halloween.
Was that gonna be your number one? Yeah. All right, no, go ahead and talk about it.
Let's talk.
Because I'll be honest, Halloween is a horror movie, but let me put it out there as a question: does it still scare you though?
So let me tell you, I was very close to actually not putting this like in my top 5, right? And the reason why is because it's everybody's top, right? And there's a lot of reasons why I feel like you have to, right? Because, for example, Scream, right, pays homage to it. If it wasn't for Scream, there would not be. Or if it wasn't for Halloween, there would be no Scream. If it wasn't for Halloween, there would not be any Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, right? So it definitely was the stepping stone for slasher horrors. And the thing is that's so great about it, right? So a lot of people, like, I remember talking to somebody about Halloween and they're like, yeah, it was so bloody and so violent. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he only kills like 3 people in that movie.
And there's no blood.
Right. Of course. Whoa. Calm down, Alberto. I saw a movie. Yeah, you know, and it's very slow pace. And the thing that I love, and I'll get more into this in my next movie, is John Carpenter is the best at the build-up, at building things up. He is the best at making you feel uncomfortable, right? And things like that. It is holy shit. Like it is. If I were to explain to you about Halloween, yeah, a guy murders his family randomly as a kid, you know, and then he goes to a mental institution. He breaks out, stalks a girl, you know, kills 3 people in the process, you know, like,
It's kind of tame.
yeah, it is boring. Yeah. It's a very boring film, right? On paper, absolutely, yeah. Right? You know, but the direction of the film, the scenes, the shots, the scare factors, holy shit, the mystery, right? Right, yeah. You know, like why? And there doesn't need to be explanation, which I appreciated as well. You know, that's the downfall in like certain movies like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream. Right? They have explanations to the why. Right? Halloween didn't do that. You know, until later on with the curses and stuff like that, it just got really bad. But the mystery behind it was so great. So.
You look like you were asleep.
No. I think a lot like that. Hold on. I was really hesitant with that one and Hereditary. I was going to put Hereditary number 1, but my love for Halloween, I had to put number 1. Just like Robert Rodriguez said when he was interviewing him, it's like you can't miss a fucking John Carpenter film because he has his name on it.
Yeah, it's a John Carpenter film.
Presents or film or whatever, right? Everything about Halloween, it attracts you. You like the cover, Michael Myers, the mask, the story, everything is, you know, the music. Yeah, the
whole mystery behind like the boogeyman,
just
the
like
shape,
you, just like you, fucking went in the rabbit hole, and just read everything about this guy. Like even John Carpenter's, I want to keep it simple. It's just a guy. He may be supernatural, maybe not. Yeah. He's in between all this shit, right?
Yeah.
He sold me, you know, on that, and I still do, you know. Yeah, he even a lot of people pointed that out too. It's like there's no fucking gore or blood, and people pointed out too. It's like, oh my god, this is so disgusting and this and that. It's so tame if you go watch it now.
It is, but boy, is it fucking, like Josh said, it shot really well. You can tell it was just like a labor of love from John Carpenter, man. It was just...
And the thing is, he didn't want to fucking do it.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just everything about that he's my guy. You know, Michael Myers, The Shape.
Yeah, your favorite slasher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, it was tough for me too to put the 2018 one. That's how much I love that one too.
Love that one?
Is that the Rob Zombie one? Or-
No. Fuck that one.
Wow.
I love the first one a lot.
So the sequel,
the
the
2018
reboots,
one.
That's the okay. I remember that one. That one.
The I guess you
The
can call
reboot.
it the sequel.
It's actually the sequel. Yeah. You like those? You appreciated those?
That one and Kills, not Ends. They fucked up the whole story that we're going.
I haven't watched those, and it's hard for me to watch horror movies with my 4-year-old son. So like when we watched Scream, it was because like we were like getting away with it because my son wasn't around and stuff like that.
Okay.
So and yeah, like we've been wanting to watch that. But you didn't like Rob Zombie's Halloween?
Look, at first I did. You know, but I think it's the one that I didn't like was the unrated one. It's different if you get the theatrical version versus the unrated. The unrated is so fucking brutal. There's that fucking rape scene and like oh shit, that's right. You can't I can't do that shit.
Yeah, Rob Zombie definitely likes to go to the extreme.
No, I have more love for it now. Yeah, the first one, not the second one. That one, yeah.
I will say the same as well. Like I couldn't stand it at first.
Yeah.
And then after a while, like if you actually hear about what Rob Zombie had to go through putting this movie together and the micromanaging from the Weinsteins and stuff like that, you kind of appreciate it more. My problem with Rob Zombie though is his dialogue is terrible.
Yeah.
He says the effort
in every sentence, and that's just. I think he's a smart guy. You know, obviously he's gone places and he's done more than me, but it's just so unintelligent.
I give this
lazy writing, in my opinion.
It's his own thing, and I love it, how he gave a backstory to Michael.
I did appreciate that. I did like.
Yeah.
So that was my problem with the movie.
Oh, really?
Because when you
added too much to the character.
there shouldn't be a reason why.
No, yeah.
That's what makes it more scary, right? Yeah. You know, like Michael Myers was like, there's the mystery behind it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, he was verbally abused by his stepfather. His sister treated him like shit. Excuse me.
Or the curse.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the curse.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, it's like there's no reason why he's doing it, right? He's doing it because he's evil, right? But I know he wanted to do something different. Again, you can't hate on other people's like projects and stuff like that. But that's what makes like Alien. What the fuck are these things?
Mm-hmm.
Where did they come from? I don't know, but they scare the fuck out of me, right? That xenomorph, right? Rapes your mouth, impregnates a alien, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from, what it's about, right? But this scares the living bejesus out of me.
I'm gonna also say another, probably a controversial thing, but just like a side tangent. I also didn't like Alien. Like
Alien or Aliens?
Alien. I think it's just the pacing for me. I think I know it was deliberate. I know they were trying to like really build up the tension. But I guess watching it as a first time, I was like, I can't. It took forever to get to the meat and bones of the fucking movie. I just couldn't. Oh my god!
I'm about to freak out right now. I don't understand.
You're talking to a guy who loves the fucking franchise right here.
I don't like the franchise.
Oh no,
that was actually Eric.
Oh, Eric. Oh,
Eric,
yeah.
Remember Eric from Pennies as well?
Yeah.
He.
Okay.
Right. I loved Alien. I loved Aliens. All right. Afterwards, it was like, I'm over it. Right. The oh man.
Like you told Edgar with Science of the Lambs, sell me on Alien.
Oh,
so that I could watch it.
Oh.
So again, right? We're talking about like astronauts, right? We'll just call them space explorers, right? That are exploring space. They get a help signal. If my memory serves me right, right?
Mm-hmm.
They get a signal for help. They go to the planet. The planet is deserted. They don't know what the planet's about.
Is this Event Horizon?
Sounds like it, but it's not.
They go on it, right? And then one of the guys obviously goes upon an egg. The egg opens. The guy gets raped.
In the mouth.
And he is fine. He's fine. They take him back to the ship. The thing dies. He is fine. Now you have to keep in mind, right? Alberto, would you go into space? Would you be able to put on a spacesuit and go outside of the spaceship and kind of walk around?
I don't know.
Terrifying.
It's terrifying. Yeah.
Sounds terrifying,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So imagine that you're like on a ship, right? Isolated ship.
Yeah.
And you can't go anywhere but what's on the ship.
Okay.
Right? Now you found out that this thing rips out of this guy's body, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's only a few inches. And then in a matter of hours, it actually is much taller than a human being, a normal human being. And it is stalking the fuck out of you.
Okay.
On this ship, and you have nowhere to go. And it's taking out your crew one by one.
See, on paper it sounds great. I don't. You know what it is? I think it's because I saw Alien. Obviously, like it blew up. It's like a fucking huge thing. And
Absolutely.
I know what it's about, and I think it took away from the mystique of, like, I'm sure when you first watched it, did you know what to expect from the movie?
No.
So that's the thing. I feel like I kind of knew where the movie was going just because of what other people have said about Alien, the chest burster scene, everything. Like, okay, I know what to expect now watching the movie, and it's like, it's not. I guess it doesn't hit me as much as probably would have hit Josh when he watched it the first time.
I think you just have bad taste in cinema.
You said the same shit to Edgar like not that long ago.
Well, you guys are obviously related. No, I'm just kidding. No, it is also okay. I think we're obviously in a moment where strong female leads are very important, right?
Yeah.
The Marvels, Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman, whatever, right? Everyone forgets about fucking Sigourney Weaver. Ripley was a badass, right? Sarah Connor, right? Like her character was this scared and afraid, right? She was the only survivor of her ship. She took on this beast by herself, right? And then in the second one, right? She's actually more badass than these fucking
Marines and shit.
Yeah. And these guys are better equipped.
Game over,
game over, man. But you got to keep in mind she's prepared. She knows what she's going up against. Obviously, it's 1,000 to 1. Unlike the first one, but she's more prepared. They are not. But she is such a badass, and her character development is so good. But just the whole idea of just being in space, right, is on a ship, dead space.
Well,
we all like video games.
Yeah, but I feel like there's one on your list that I think had more influence on Dead Space than Alien for sure.
Yes, it was a combination.
I think so, yeah.
I think it was a combination of things.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You get a good point. You do have a good point. Okay.
Okay. Look,
do the creepy finger.
The 2018, I feel Halloween. We were talking about if it wasn't for that and how successful it was, we don't get Scream. We don't get, I hate to say, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and all these other remakes that we saw. And hopefully we get to see Friday and Freddy back because of, once again, fucking Michael Myers, I just want to say this, the 2018 one, it's on my list for like one of the best cold opens of a film. I even told you, like, once I saw that shit in the title screen.
Was that when they were in the prison?
Yeah.
And then everyone's like freaking out and stuff? That was intense. Yeah, agree.
No, just I came in my pants. Okay, that's how, if you want to put it that way. No, it I don't know. I can't. I was in a point where I don't know. I don't know how to pinpoint what it was. Or like it. I fucking went Hulkamania when I saw that shit. Can't explain it. I just seeing the title screen right after that, and John Carpenter's fucking classic theme in the pumpkin and all this shit. A
lot of those movies too, like Scream as well, right? They're so good because you have fans actually making these movies, right? People that actually appreciate the original.
Yes.
Right? Like the Halloween 2, perfect example, right? John Carpenter wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
He hated the idea that Laurie was his sister, that was more of the studio interference at this point. And it just gets to a point where like the studio just they it's theirs. They're just gonna run with it. And then everyone's going to get exhausted by it. But they know they're going to make money. And that's why like horror movies died all in the 90s as well, right? Because it was just such a cash grabber for them, but then it allowed like people like, I forget their names, that did the reboot, and they're like, fuck this, I'm going to take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's right. I agree with Josh. Even Kills, dude. Yeah, like when you sent me that thing about John Carpenter saying out of the trilogy that's his favorite, it fucking like, cause I felt like I was the only one that felt validated. Yeah, and hearing the guy who fucking created it, so that's my favorite too. It's like fuck yeah, dude. I can go on and on with this character. I grew up with it. I love it. I can't say. I don't know what else to say. So
that's your number one. Then.
Yeah, because his number two, my number one.
All right.
I'm gonna go cry now.
You're redeeming yourself, Edgar.
For the sake of
number two, right?
No, it's his number.
He said his number two, and mine was number one was Halloween. So
yeah, so now it's okay. Yeah, mine's number two, but my number two is gonna be his number one.
Oh, okay.
Alien.
Is it Alien? No, it was. Kidding, yeah, I was gonna say. I was confused. Like, no, you told me what it was.
Fuck you, Alberto. Hating on Alien. My number one. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna flip mines so that we can talk about his number one here in a bit.
God, yeah, we didn't even get into our fucking.
We're gonna do the honorable mentions after I'm done talking about this, but this would have been my number one. We're just gonna flip it, and it's Sinister. Is my number two, but it's technically my number one. That is the only horror movie to this day that really left me fucking like sick, kind of, after watching it. It doesn't fucking, like, same with Hereditary, it doesn't hold back. It's like, we're gonna fuck you up, basically. Like, be ready,
What made you sick about it, though?
The snuff films. Like, when Ethan Hawke discovers the films and he's watching them, you feel like you're also there, too, and you're watching them with him.
Yeah, but what is the videos? Because I agree with you.
Yeah,
right?
It's like the murders of these, like, families,
and
right?
They're killing kids.
Yeah. No, it's the other way. It's the kids killing the parents.
Kids. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. And,
but it's like kids are involved, right?
Yeah.
Which is
they're being influenced.
Creepy.
Yeah.
And I feel like I agree with you on this, just because it's like it's a very sensitive time, and I don't think movies these days would do something like that.
No, they would not. And it looks so fucking real.
Yeah,
that's the thing that really messed with me. Is it looked, and the score too,
agree,
or the lack thereof too. There's some scenes where, like, for example, the lawnmower one, where you like see the kid like running over. Or no, you see it first, right? And then there's like a loud, like, jump scare, right? And then it like happened, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And you're just like shocked and like, "What the fuck is happening? Well, what am I witnessing right now?" Like, this is
the opening scene to that film is the family hanging from the tree.
They really fucking. One of them was actually really like.
Oh yes,
getting choked.
Yeah, they were choked.
Because they wanted to do it like practical or whatever, and like one of them actually was fucking
And
hung in it.
I was gonna add that too, but again, you guys did it too. But the director's from here, from Colorado, dude. That's
Yeah, so come on.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So and also it kind of helps that it's scientifically the scariest fucking movie ever.
I just want to say something real quick. That movie came out when I was working at theater. I told you this. I had to clean the theater after the credits.
All the fucking music, right? The theme.
The theme to it is like I was like, clean it. It was so unsettling. I didn't even know the movie was about, and just hearing the fucking, it's like it got to me. So yeah.
No, I was gonna add too, and you got to give the director props on this too for making such a great horror movie. Ethan Hawke actually refused and never did a horror movie before that. He would never do a horror movie, and the director talked him into it, showed him the script. I hope I'm actually saying this correctly, but he was sold by it, and because of it, he also did the Black Phone, which is also
that's right.
a great movie. Same director, and oh my god, I would say Sinister is probably I wanted it on my top 5. I just couldn't do it. Top 10 is probably what I would say, right? But it is probably the most underrated movie of all time.
Yeah, no, you look at it's like 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's like everyone reveres it.
Yeah, people don't even talk about it either.
Yeah.
You know? So I appreciate that you brought that up,
No,
because my wife is a huge fan of that movie as well.
I've only seen it once. I can't it's gonna sound crazy, but I'm kind of afraid to watch it again, just because it feels very I don't think it's on any of our list. Was The Exorcist, too. Not the second one, the first one. Also has that same kind of feel to it, where it was
I want to explore that a little bit too. I find this interesting that we actually don't have.
No, yeah, we don't. But
movies,
it seems like it'd
right?
be the obvious fucking choice to put The Exorcist at number 1.
You know, I was never a fan of The Exorcist.
I'm not surprised, Josh. That you
I watched that movie and I'm like, that's just me when I'm just drunk. You know, having a good time, vomiting everywhere,
just using a crucifix. And
No, I maybe it was just overhyped for me. You know, I remember my friend brought it over and bragging about it, and I was just like, I can't, just overhyped. You know.
Have you seen the third one?
No, I have not.
The third one is actually.
Wait, which one is that one?
What do they call it? It's Exorcist 3. Shit. I forget what the subtitle of it is called. But it's that one's an actual direct sequel to the first one. Not the sort of like how Halloween 2018 is an actual direct sequel to the original one.
Yeah.
The third one is actually it follows the first one, and it's directed by the guy who wrote the fucking book. Is I'm gonna do this shit myself. You guys are not fucking it up. And he did a good fucking job. And if for nothing, the performances in that movie, fucking phenomenal, man.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I will say that the one that stands out the most to me is The Exorcism of Emily Rose, just because of the way it was done. The priest being trialed for murder. Taking place in court, and then they're telling the story of what is going on and stuff like that. I thought that was probably the most unique Exorcist, possession movie, right? But I've never been a fan of. I think it was just overhyped for me, you know.
And I think you follow the same way as Josh. I showed it to you, but because we saw it during the day, and he said. That's why it didn't scare you. So, well, why?
Why didn't it scare me?
Yeah, because that was your first time watching it, and I was there like, "What do you think? Was it scary?"
Maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we saw it around the time that I'd actually we watched Sinister not that long after, and I was like, I think Sinister just left more of an imprint on me than The Exorcist.
Yeah. And
at that time when I saw it, so many other possession movies came out. It's kind of easy to just lump it in with the other ones and be like, it's kind of just. I know they did it the first, they did it first. You kind of look at it and you're just like, it feels a lot like like an Insidious. It feels a lot like a Conjuring, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I admire it. I respect it.
Okay.
You know, same thing with like Scream. You know. But yeah, Sinister is number 2.
No, that is a really good choice. Have you seen Black Phone?
Yeah, we saw Black Phone last year. Strong film too. I liked it.
Yeah, takes place in Colorado, baby.
Yeah. And they're gonna make a fucking sequel now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Next, coming out in 2025, I think.
So my wife actually, going back to the subject of horror movies and not being a horror movie, my wife didn't think of it as a horror movie.
The Black Phone.
Yeah, she thought of it more of a psychological thriller. You know, she was like, I wasn't scared.
It does have those elements too.
She was like, it was nothing scary about it. It was just, I just felt like it was like just a psychological thriller. That was it. You know. So,
okay. What would you classify as horror?
I would say it's horror, right?
Yeah?
You know, for being a horror movie, you know, it was obviously, and I see your point because there was not one point where I was just like stressed out or, you know, my heart was racing or anything like that, you know. So I understand that. It was pretty, as you guys said earlier, tame, right?
Yeah.
It was a very tame movie in my opinion. You know, Sinister is definitely like a lot of like heart racing in that, in my opinion. Yeah.
The thing, what's his name? I know his name is Scott something. Yeah, what's his name?
Erickson or Derrickson, one of the two.
Scott something. Yeah, he did another. He did a short little thing on VHS, that anthology thing, and people were saying that shit was good too. His little story he did.
He also did Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that was like, what?
Just keep. I was gonna throw out there to keep your eye out for like Joe Hill. He's the son of Stephen King, and yeah, that was based on his short story or something, The Black Phone. Yeah, I feel like more stories of him are gonna come out. So, yeah. So there you go.
Well, before we get to number 1, Josh, you do have like an honorable mentions list, right?
Yeah, I do have actually a handful, right?
Let's do a rapid fire. Well, no, we'll touch on
I say
it.
we should, right? You know, yeah. I'll do a rapid fire, and then we talk about it, right? So obviously, you know, Exorcist, you have to. I did honorable mention. I felt like that was forced, though, right? Yeah. You know, just because a lot of I don't want people judging me or hating me, so I got to put it on that list. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes. Nobody fucking talked about that movie, which is really interesting.
That is like you bringing it up, like fuck, you know, you're right.
Yeah.
A Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay,
it is a classic.
Good, yeah.
My problem, and the reason why I couldn't put these on my top 5, right, is. Exorcist, obviously overrated, right? Well done, but overrated to me. Nightmare on Elm Street, it made me laugh. There was a lot of giggling movie moments in it. Like the scenes when she goes outside and Freddy Krueger's waving his arms and he's like, rah, you know, and I'm just like, you know, unintentional, right? And then his arms are long, and I'm like, this did not age that well, you know.
No, that's why. Yeah, out of the big 3, Michael is the one. Like, you can't take Freddy seriously. Like, he was that scene. Like, how you gonna make him terrifying? Yeah. After I think one of the scenes, I think it's the same scene with that. I think he cuts his finger off, or he says something scary, like "I'm God" or something, right? Oh, this is God. Yeah, that's scary. Then she's running, cut to this sucker.
Yeah.
Like, how you gonna do that? There's some moments where it wants to take itself seriously. Yeah, like that scene with he's coming out of the wall. That's great too. But it doesn't know where it wants to land. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with Josh on that one.
I'd throw in I had Sinister. I was fearful that nobody would talk about Sinister, so that was my honorable mention.
Okay.
Conjuring, right?
Yeah, that was another one that I was like, it's a gimme, kind of like an easy put on your fucking list, you know? But it is really fucking good. And again, James Wan, right?
So the thing too is talking about possession movies, right? They're all the same. You said this earlier, right? Conjuring is a possession movie, but it doesn't feel like a possession movie. It
kind of you're.
No, not the first. The second one.
No, the first one is a possession movie. The mother is possessed.
No, I'm talking about out of the 3.
Oh,
second one.
Is your favorite? Or?
That one.
No, I mean I like the second one. I think Josh can agree with me on this. I don't know if you've seen the second one, right?
Yes.
I think it revealed too much, and it had too many like creatures or
Yeah,
monsters,
I agree
you
with
know?
that.
The what is it, the Hat Man, and then it was like the Nun.
Yeah,
and
they're
like,
obviously trying to at this point build the world.
yeah, you
right?
can see they're
Yeah.
trying to expand it and everything. It was still good. It had some good moments, but the first one just like was. But you said it wasn't. You said it was like a possession movie, but it isn't. You
It
said?
doesn't. It doesn't feel like it. Yeah.
Okay.
It did not. You know, because it's like kind of like a lead up, right? Like, it is obviously a possession movie. It just didn't feel.
It doesn't
like your
feel.
typical,
Doesn't
you
feel.
know,
How they feel
like
for
every
it, yeah.
possession movie feels the same, right? Girl gets possessed.
They play with a Ouija board, some
play
fucking
with,
shit.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
This one just felt so much different, and to think about it too, like he came off of so he did Saw, right? James Wan's first movie was Saw,
Right.
and then he did that. No, he did a
Dead Silence.
Dead
right?
Silence,
Dead Silence.
right?
Yeah.
And that was a movie where like it was very forgettable because like it couldn't take itself serious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he did that one movie with Kevin Bacon, Death Sentence, where he goes
Yeah.
on a rampage and he kills the people who kills
Yeah.
his son and stuff like that, right? And it was like, oh well, maybe James Wan isn't that great, right?
Okay, maybe he's not cut out for
Yeah,
this kind of shit. Or,
Yeah, you know, and the thing that if you actually watch Dead Silence and you watch Dead Silence, the scores were terrible. It was like literally these serious
No, yeah, you're
movies
right. Yeah.
that had clown music playing in the background, and you're like, what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah.
It was just so silly, and then out of nowhere, Sinister. Or not Sinister, Insidious. He does Insidious, right? And you're just like, wow, okay. This
Well,
is
we're back
fucking
to
good, right?
what he, yeah.
And then he does Conjuring, right? And you're just like, okay.
Then he found his sweet spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
exactly,
starting
you
to get a
know,
rhythm, yeah.
That's why I appreciate Conjuring in that sense.
Just as a side note, have you seen his latest one, Malignant?
I was actually gonna bring that up.
Oh, okay.
So, not on my honorable. I wanted to, but I actually liked that movie.
I kind of, when we saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this movie? We were expecting another like possession movie, and then when it did the twist or whatever, I was like, what the fuck? It just straight up turned into a fucking slasher now. Like,
Right,
this is
right.
just...
Right.
So I appreciate it. I think I need to watch it again, but...
So James Wan came out and said that the reason why he did this movie was he wanted to make a movie that was like a B movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you find at like a local like video store for like $10.
And he nailed it.
And he nailed it. Like he was like, I don't fucking care. He's like, I'm gonna make the cheesiest horror slasher movie of all time. You know, that you see like at Walmart for $10. And not those words exactly,
Yeah.
but that's what he was shooting for. And I fucking loved it, dude.
I kind of agree with Josh. At first I was kind of pissed. Like, what the fuck is this? I was like you said, I was expecting something else, but I was like, you know what? This is kind of fucking cool.
I had fun with it.
Yeah.
The whole time. that scene and when she's like, what is it, the police office?
Oh,
and she's like
in the
fucking
in
going
the
over
jail
the
and the-
desks
yeah,
and
yeah.
like killing people, and I'm just like,
What a huge fucking risk though, because it like kind of gets you in the first half. Like, this is a possession movie, right? This is what we're in for. And then when it does that turn and it fucking does a 180, you're either in it, like you're like, okay, I'm all in, or you're not, you know. And it pays off really well.
well, a lot of people
You know?
also were like, James Wan is done.
There were some people who were like, this is his fucking worst one.
Yeah, and they were like, no, this is what he was gunning for, you know, and
yeah.
and that's when you also like Friday the 13th, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first one, was it a serious movie? Did it really take itself serious?
Yeah,
Second one,
right,
did it
yeah.
really take itself serious? Like, did any of those movies take itself serious?
Uh-huh.
Right. So he went back to that element that I appreciate. That a lot of those horror movies, campy, you
Right.
know, silly,
Just be horror.
yeah,
just
you know,
all the
and,
way.
and
kind of
that's
shit.
just what he did. You know, yeah. So I appreciate it, start to finish, man.
Okay.
Funny as fuck. Had a good time with it. My final honorable mention. I don't know if you guys. This is a John Carpenter classic, and a lot of people don't know John Carpenter movies. This one's super underrated in my opinion. Prince of Darkness.
I heard of it. And I don't think think either of us seen it.
I've never heard of this movie, and going this like we need like Eric. If you want to talk to somebody about horror, Eric, man, this guy, huge John Carpenter fan. He's just watch Prince of Darkness. He's like, I'm not gonna tell you anything about it. Just watch it. So I had no idea what to go into while watching this, but it literally, it is the most slow pacing movie that I've ever watched. One of the most slow pacing. So if you don't like slow pacing movies, you probably won't appreciate it. But the whole time you're watching it during this build up, right? You do not feel comfortable.
I like how you're not explaining the plot, but you're telling me like what to expect. Basically,
because do you want me to tell you the plot?
I don't know. I kind of want to see this one for myself.
Just see it for yourself, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just because
apparently you know now, right? Or what?
No, I hit that one in the Mouth of Darkness.
So I've never seen that one. I've heard good things about that one too.
Okay.
Prince of Darkness, though, and that's why I give a lot of. He's my favorite horror director of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You watch it. You watch like Halloween. You watch Prince of Darkness, and you just don't feel comfortable. And it's not. He's not doing much. There's literally this scene, and I'm not going to ruin too much, where this homeless guy is outside screaming, right? And everyone's like just looking at him, and they're wondering what's going on with this guy, and he's just screaming. And then these birds are like getting at him and pecking at him and eating him, and he's like slowly being eaten by these birds, and you're just like, what the heck, you know? And it's just so chilling.
Interesting.
And the ending is like, what just happened? Yeah, it is the most underrated movies. Up there with Sinister as well. God, man, yeah, it's the fact that it's just, again, it's a slow burn. You feel uncomfortable.
See, when you say slow burn, like with John Carpenter, like I don't know, like
I feel like he's known for that.
Is he? Yeah,
he is.
Yeah, you kind of. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, slow burn.
Halloween is a slow burn.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Right?
You're right.
You know, but that is impressive because when you're thinking about like horror movies, everyone's thinking about jump scare, pop up. When is it gonna pop up?
Yeah.
Well, out of nowhere, right? That's very common, right? Mm-hmm. John Carpenter, he shows it by the reactions by the cast, by the actors, and the music, that's the great thing about it. So, but that is my honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
So,
no, like, because you guys are shitting on my list. I was thinking about like.
Don't be a bitch. Don't be a little pussy, bro.
No, like, I forgot to put It Follows. It Follows. I really fucking loved. Yeah.
That's a good one too.
So I wanted to bring that up too, but it is good. Don't get me wrong, but it is too much like Halloween, right? So earlier we talked about the Batman, right? And how I'm not a fan of it because it's a great movie, but it's been done before, right? Like It Follow is just a sexually transmitted ghost that's stalking their prey, and it just has that Halloween vibe to it. If Halloween was never made,
you would say this is like a fucking.
It's just, it's very similar to it in a lot of ways. Don't get me wrong, I was a fan of it. I was like, my wife was just like, shut the fuck up, stop talking about It Follows. So it's so good, and
I will say though, like, the one thing you really, and I honestly, you can't critique is the fucking soundtrack.
Truth
of It Follows. It is fucking phenomenal.
Phenomenal
soundtrack.
Oh yeah, when she sees her grandmother and it's the demon, like outside of school, and then there's like literally no dialogue but her like, like I think she's like screaming at it. Right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Nobody sees it, and it's just walking to. It just keeps walking to her, walking to her,
Yeah.
With the soundtrack and absolutely.
Yeah. Would you have any other final thoughts before we get to number one? Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Man, we ruined this, man.
Your list was not. I'll say this: you gave us a lot of good content with that list, for sure. But number one, it's. No, I feel I don't really have too many honorable mentions. I feel like Josh kind of
Well,
a lot of them I would have.
the recent ones that we saw are my honorable ones. Terrified was great.
Mm-hmm.
It's a short 80 fucking minute, like,
Yeah. No, that's Terrifier. This one's Terrified.
yeah, it's
It's pretty good.
to me, like I think I told,
Oh, okay, all right.
no, like,
Put it on my list too.
like I told you,
Letterbox that shit.
like I told you, it gave like Silent Hill vibes for some reason.
Terrified.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I enjoyed it. And its follow up when
Evil Lurks.
When Evil Lurks, dude.
Again, yeah. That's we talked about it a lot. Yeah.
That one's like it's probably
Smile. I think
it's
is
probably
also,
up his alley because he likes Hereditary and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll enjoy that one.
Um,
When Evil Lurks, it's in Shudder.
I will say this. If I was saying this to Edgar, because we were gonna recommend it to our brother, but he has a kid, and I feel like if you have children, this one will really get to you a lot more, because there's some scenes that involve children that are like, fuck,
Yeah,
this is really cruel, like pretty mean stuff that happens in that movie. But it's still I enjoyed it.
Smile.
Smile is
To
good
me,
too.
it gave the same way as It Follows in a way, but it made it their own
Mhm.
twist and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. I enjoyed it.
I just want to like ask a question. Do you think that, going back to the 90s, how it was cash grab, right?
Mhm.
Do you feel like horror movies are kind of trending in that direction again?
They're making the Black Phone, is what it's called. What's it called again? Yeah, they're making a sequel to that, and I feel like, do they have to make a sequel to that? Right? What are they gonna do now?
They said it was
Or
going to be a
whatever.
prequel, so
A prequel? But it's still
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same thing applies. Like, do you have to make another
yeah.
one? Smile, do you have to make... I can actually see a sequel to that, but, like, do you have to? Talk to Me, there's going to make a sequel to it. So, yeah, I think Josh is right. Maybe it is kind of... Going up that trend.
Now, the Blumhouse is getting really big.
Mhm.
And
not right now, though.
they've done a lot of...
Well, they've done a few stinkers so far.
Yeah, they had that the Love Boat one. I don't know if you guys saw that one. I forgot what it was
Oh,
called.
Love Island, you mean, or
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah.
And then they go on the island, their dreams come true, but it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the horror version of it. That was like so bad. I wanted literally an hour and a half of my life back. What's that one when was it Truth or Dare or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That was so bad. I feel like there is that fear, right,
Mhm.
of them going back to, yeah.
Except for these ones that we just mentioned, like Smile, Talk to Me. If it has this, like I told you before too, if it has the same director and
Same
writers,
team,
same
everything.
team, I think they'll nail it.
Yeah,
out of
no,
the
that's
park,
true,
you know?
because, like, Evil Dead 2 had the same cast, the same, like, crew working on it. They did a fantastic job.
like
Talk to Me.
like
is
you
gonna
just
have the
said,
same thing.
Smile. Like, what's there to be a sequel to? Like the
Mhm.
cop. Oh, have you seen it? Okay, never mind.
Well, to talk about the ending, we have to, like, set up the whole fucking movie.
It kind of is like It Follows.
It is like It Follows, except for instead of being transferred, like, sexually, it's like you witnessing someone killing themselves
in a horrific
in
way.
a very horrific way, and then from that trauma, the demon attaches to you, and then you essentially are going to go through the same thing unless you kill someone in an equally as horrific way to traumatize someone else, to then put it's a whole thing. And so the ending is the main character killing herself, and then her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend
Yeah.
witnessing that, and then it ends, and, like, you assume, oh, now he has it and shit.
Well,
But it's gonna be like the quickest, someone said, like, the quickest sequel, because he's a fucking cop. All he has to do is just, like, either kill somebody, or he's gonna probably see some horrific shit anyways, or I don't know, like.
But like, yeah, that's what people said, right? But like the director said, no, I'm gonna take it different.
He's gonna do a 180.
You do 180. So okay, I'm hooked now.
Yeah.
Talk to Me, same thing. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
like I said, if it has the same team and everything, I think these movies will turn out great.
Sometimes you got to know when to quit too. Like let's just be fair, right? Like yeah, like it does give you peace of mind when the director comes back. Conjuring was great. Conjuring 2 was good.
Mm-hmm.
Director didn't come back. Conjuring 3 was the weakest out of the three. Like very weak. The devil made me to it.
No. Well,
Yeah. But Sinister is a perfect example. Sinister was great. Sinister 2 was garbage. You know, and I don't even think the director wanted to come back, right? And
you can make an argument about Saw 2 also. Like James Wan didn't come back.
yeah, but didn't the writer direct it though?
The writer wrote it, but they had a different director come in to direct it. And I mean, it kind of, I mean, Saw 2 is still pretty solid, but you could start to see it kind of move away and start to kind of got Hollywood, basically. It was just all fucking torture porn. So, no, you got a good point. You know? You got to know when to quit sometimes. No, you're right. Those are honorable mentions, too, you know? Cobweb is good. Have you heard of
Never
Cobweb?
heard of it.
It has Homelander from The Boys.
No shit.
He's in it. Fucking equally as terrifying in that movie, too. And the premise is like very simple, but it goes off the rails.
It's low
real
budget
fast.
though, right?
It is low budget.
So that's another thing too that's great about like Evil Dead, Halloween.
Yeah,
They're low budget films, right? And,
you almost like it works better when it is a fucking
absolutely.
low budget film.
Because also the guy the director, he or she, that they're the ones that are investing in it. They're the ones that are putting their time into it. Nobody, they don't have anybody breathing down their necks.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's so great about like low budget films, horror movies especially. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, yeah. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, number one.
Eventually got there.
Yeah, but we're here now, and
Yes,
it
sir.
is The Thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fuck. And this is coming from someone. How many times have you seen The Thing? Probably
I can't even
countless times,
count.
right?
I can't even count.
I've only seen it the one time last year. That was the first time I've seen it.
Wow.
And fuck, was it really good. I'm like, what was I missing out on, man? This is still holds up. Practical effects.
Slow burn.
Fucking, yeah, the slow burn. The theories about, like, who's the thing and stuff like that. I'm jumping all over the place. But, like, why is it on your number one?
It obviously, it took a very long time for it to reach my number one. The more you watch it, the more you hear about it, read about it, you appreciate it a lot more, right?
Yeah.
It was a movie that bombed in the box office.
Yeah, it was a fucking a critical failure.
Yeah,
when it
like
came
Batman
out.
v Superman, and then people.
Except it didn't get reappraised. I'm not Batman v Superman. I don't know.
What is this reappraising thing? Like the Alberto certification repraise. It's officially a good movie. No,
I feel like the more we bring Josh into our episodes, he's gonna find some way to bring in Batman v Superman.
I always will. I will eventually convince you guys that it actually is not a bad.
It's
movie.
gonna be called Two Brothers and Zack Snyder fan. That's it.
No, obviously it has aged well. No special effects, right? It's all puppets. Character is great, right? Kurt Russell is amazing in it. There's a
Keith
reason
David
why.
too.
Keith David is
great.
amazing too. Absolutely. The mystery of this thing, what happened to the people before that got it in that other base, right?
Which I mean, I guess you would know from the prequel, but
Which I'm actually kind of a fan of.
I'm so glad you said that. I just got done watching it like a few days ago. Beside the CGI, right? Like the CGI is like
terrible. Yeah.
They should have gone fucking same route as the first one, but I kind of also did dig it too.
It respects the original. If you watch it and then watch the original, right?
Like just front to back, like just
It
back
adds
to back.
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
definitely it doesn't shit on it.
It-
Doesn't change anything.
It's kind of how you said with Insidious 1 and 2, like it's just a one
Yeah.
like, continuous film. Like that's the same thing with these with The Thing and The Thing. It's both what they're
Right.
called.
Yeah, the CGI is terrible. I wasn't a fan of the teeth, you know.
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't really.
Yeah, it kind of had the same storyline in that aspect, right? I wish, and if I was doing it, obviously I'm not that important to do a movie. Is they should have just done it where they didn't know what the fuck was going on. I want to see a movie where they just don't know and they don't have a solution. Why do you always have to have some type of solution?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, we're just gonna burn the blood. We're just gonna look at our teeth, our fillings. You know,
when you start adding solutions to the horror, it doesn't become
it's like
horror anymore, right?
People
it's
are getting fucked up. People are dying. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
you know. And then where is this monster? You know, I don't think that there's not a lot of smart people out there. Not everyone has a solution to everything.
Yeah,
let's be honest. If the three of us were in Antarctica and so that was happening, we'd be like, we're fucked.
Yeah,
I don't have a solution.
And these are like people who should know the answers. It would have been great to see like even them be fucking stumped, right? Because they're supposed to be the experts. And
absolutely.
Yeah, but no, the first one, fucking just flawless film.
But nobody nobody talks about it, right? And
John Carpenter has even said that's his favorite movie that he's ever done. Is The Thing.
Yes.
You know? And it was also the hardest one for him to take from the failure of it when it came out originally. Right?
Absolutely.
So
yeah, it is a beautiful movie. I remember I think one of my friends also showed me that movie at a young age, and he was just like, dude, if you like character development, you know, and just dialogue, this is the first movie that you should watch, you know, and you know, him explaining it to me, and as I was watching it, you know, at a young age, I appreciated it, and then you watch it more. I think it's probably the only horror movie that I can repeatedly watch multiple times.
Over and over.
Over and over, yeah. Like,
and what's your food of choice while you're watching this movie?
Dude. Oh, man. Man, I'm down.
Chinese,
Korean. You know, like the scene when that guy's head detaches and
you immediately go for the food and you just
I'm just like in depth eating it. Oh man, no, it is well done. Yeah, and then it just ends too.
Right, it's so bleak too. It doesn't. There's no happy ending. Of course, John Carpenter did shoot a happy ending, but they didn't go with it. They ended up sticking to the guns, and they got the.
That's what I appreciate about horror movies too.
Yeah,
I don't want a happy ending. You know, like I want a sad ending. I think those, to me, that I appreciate those more.
Right. Well, it's because like kind of like I'm gonna sound like, but it's kind of like real life. Sometimes shit just doesn't go your way, or maybe sometimes there's just no happy ending to a certain, you know, thing in life. I don't know, but it's like, yeah.
Oh, I see that pun you did there. Thing in life.
I didn't notice it until you told me. You know, The Thing is fantastic. It's a great film, and
why do you appreciate it?
Well, having seen it last year.
Was this your first time seeing it?
This is my first time watching the original.
Shit.
I watched just like fucking Old Boy. I saw the remake first before I saw. Or I guess the prequel. Doing that to yourself, man. I know. It's not great. But yeah, I saw it, and as a Dead Space fan, I was like, so this is what Dead Space was inspired by.
So going back to Dead Space, yeah.
I was like, this is fucking great. Like, it made me want to go back and play those games. Even watching the prequels, like, I want to go fucking play Dead Space. And it's like, it inspired so many games. Like I said, Dead Space, fucking like Among Us, when that came out in 2020, that was like pretty much the thing. Resident Evil 4 with the parasites, shooting out and everything. It's such a fucking influential film. And watching it finally, it was like, this is what I have to thank for all of these fucking like games that I love.
There are actually a lot of movies that are coming out doing practical effects again, because CGI is unfortunately, and it probably always will be, right?
Right. Yeah.
Unless you have the budget. But I forget. There's another horror movie. Shit. There's another movie that they're in a hospital. They get stalked by some monster, and they solely they use puppets, no CGI whatsoever. Right? You know,
What is this movie?
I forget. Eric, once again, he recommended it to me. It's not. I didn't care for it as much, but I appreciated what they did.
They didn't do a CGI.
No,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It was all practical effects. That James Wan movie with the what is that movie called with with her brother on her back?
Oh, Malignant.
Yeah, practical effects.
Right.
Right. You know, like it sucks that now you have to watch a movie and Spider-Man's suit is CGI.
Right. It really does take you out of it. Like the
Yeah.
thing, the prequel or whatever. Every time like a transformation would happen, I was like, I can't be horrified by this because it's fucking CGI.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Yeah, right.
You're just like watching a cartoon. You
It's
can't
like
take
if
it serious.
Jaws was all fucking CGI.
Yeah.
Like what made it great was the fact that it was like practically made and everything. Like
Yeah.
that's what made it.
Well,
Fantastic,
a lot of
you know?
great movies get recognition for that, like Jurassic Park. Like, yeah, they had some CGIs and stuff like that, but it got more love because they used more practical effects, which made the movie a lot better. So
Would you say the best use of CGI was the T2? Or was that also didn't like stand up or hold up for you?
So I love Terminator 2. I think it for its time visually it's great. But when I think of the perfect visual movie, The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
Like we're talking about an
Yeah.
era where all CGI was bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Alien 3, even Terminator there were some moments where like the T-1000 didn't look that
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Even though I think it's one of my greatest favorite movies of all time. But The Matrix, like I cannot look at that movie and nitpick anything CGI about it.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, that movie was way before its time.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree.
So Reloaded had terrible CGI.
Yeah.
So
I mean that. Yeah. I've only ever seen the first one. I've heard bad things about the second one, and then obviously they came out with like the latest one was not great either. So
it's not bad. Like I think as a whole, The Matrix is probably one of the best. If someone were to be like greatest trilogy of all time before the fourth one, I'd be like, okay.
you can see that. You can
I
see
can
that.
see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I agree. I think it is arguably one of the best trilogies of all time. Now the third one, again, doesn't need to be there. It's too short. Blah blah blah. Going on a tangent. We're not talking about horror movies
no,
anymore.
It's not. I'm not going to talk about the thing because you guys already covered it. I was looking through John Carpenter's fucking like, yeah, dude. Half the shit that he came out with at that time, people shit on, and now people fucking praise the shit out of it.
The Alberto reprisal certification.
Just to show you, like, this guy didn't give up after one movie and after another, didn't do well. Even They Live was the people saying, oh shit,
Classic.
it's a fucking classic, and they took inspiration for your fucking favorite character in the '90s, Duke Nukem.
That's not my favorite.
How you fucking love that shit? Don't act like you don't.
Well, yeah,
I'm just saying, like, even Snake, fucking Metal Gear, dude.
truth.
This guy, he's the fucking best. This is why I love this guy, because he's so laid back. All he wants to do is smoke weed and play. No, he even said so. He wants to smoke weed and play video games. And hopefully his last film is the one he wants to do, and it's Dead Space.
If he fucking does Dead Space, that'd be fucking awesome.
Is he supposed to? Words of it?
Well, no, actually, he said he really wants to make a Dead Space movie, but I think it's somewhere in development hell. It's supposed to be directed by somebody else, so he's like, I can't be involved in it already because it's already.
Leave it alone. I'm not a fan of video game movies. But like looking at his list, right? Horror wise, Halloween, The Fog,
You just mentioned the Prince of Darkness. And
The
everything,
Thing
so-
afterwards, Christine, Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
Right,
That's
yeah.
not really like a horror movie, right? Prince of Darkness, They Live, In the Mouth of Madness. And these are movies that bombed, right? But people appreciate them.
Yeah. That's...
Village of the Damned was actually a classic. John Carpenter's Vampires.
Oh fuck.
No, I like it because it's ridiculous.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it knows it's a terrible movie. Yes.
You're right.
Anything with what's his face? What's that?
The actor, right?
Fuck.
I got him right here. James Woods.
Yeah.
He did not fit that role. I was like, why? But you're just like, all right.
Like, fuck it. You know? It's kind of the same thing with, like, From Dusk Till Dawn. You know, it's like, first part of it is like a fucking heist movie, kind of like a thriller. And then it goes fucking, like, with vampires now. It's a horror movie now, so,
right.
Like, what the fuck? This is awesome. But also really cheesy and crazy and, like, whatever. But I should have put that on my list.
I was not a fan of that movie.
From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah.
What is it that you didn't like?
George Clooney.
Okay, all right.
I can't stand George. Well, pre-George Clooney, you know? There was...
You think it was just too like up his own ass, kind of like...
It was George Clooney.
Okay.
It's like, am I watching ER right now or what? Like, I couldn't get into the movie. It was one of those movies I didn't know what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a heist movie. And then it becomes a horror movie.
Yeah.
And then you have Quentin Tarantino, who just loves to be weird.
And you got Robert Rodriguez, who loves to be over the top.
Yep.
And it's just...
The practical effects on that movie too, dude.
They're good. Yeah.
That guy's even in there. What's his name? Is Tony? Shit.
Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath.
No, he's Sex Machine. He does.
Machete.
Yeah. No. Fuck. Hold on. He does a lot of practical effects.
The practical effects from Dusk Till Dawn were pretty good, though. I like that. That was a good. I don't know. I liked it. No, I can see how some people
fan base,
but
huge fan base.
Tom Savini.
Tom Savini, yeah. Great fucking artist. Yeah, and Greg Nicotero too, who's worked on like Evil Dead 2 and shit like that. I don't know the name of the guy who did the practical effects of The Thing, but fucking.
I think it was one of these two guys.
He also did a fantastic job. I think it's like Botlin or something like that. That's his last name, I think. Who did the practical effects for The Thing? He got like really fucking sick because he worked so much on that movie. Like he just had a hand in everything in that film. But yeah, we should probably start. Oh my god, this is gonna be the longest fucking Two Brothers episode. Okay.
See, it's okay to exhaust things.
Yeah.
Like Batman v Superman.
Oh god. All right, now we really gotta. Any closing thoughts on these horror movies, or just horror in general? I think honestly this became an episode about just appreciating John Carpenter.
Right?
It's just all we did. You know.
You guys probably saw me, looking in the distance.
Miles away.
Yeah, I now starting to think I did a shitty job on this.
Yeah,
one.
you fucking did. Can we just say that you really did a bad job?
You know that meme with Ben Affleck with
the cigarette?
No, the other one with the.
Oh, Hello Darkness.
Yeah, that's me right now. Just miles away, dude.
Yeah, you were definitely that was that.
And then it made me what do you think, Ben? Yeah, I totally agree.
Well,
that's me.
You have a fake smile on your face. Well. All I have to say is, if this is how bad your favorite list is, when we do our worst horror movies list,
I got
it's gonna be fucking.
No, I really enjoyed this shit, and
I thought we already heard his 5 worst horror movies.
Oh, that was a burn. It was a unique list.
Oh no, I really enjoyed this. Hopefully he comes back. We do another top 5 action or something,
Hey, it can go anywhere.
But yeah, I enjoyed this, guys.
This is a great time.
No, it was a pleasure, guys. I appreciate you having me, and no, I look forward to hearing more of Edgar's terrible lists.
Yeah, and
So-
Josh, you have the honor of now being a part of the longest episode of Two Brothers. You broke Maurice's
I hope
record.
I didn't ramble. Did I ramble?
Quite a few times actually.
Shit! Damn it!
But no, we definitely want you back on, man. This is a fun time. No, we're gonna release the whole thing on Halloween. This will be uploaded on Halloween, 100%.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, and if it isn't, I'm sorry. And Josh, please say like Happy November or something, just in case this doesn't get released. On
Happy
like,
November. Just edit it.
There you go. Yeah, I'll cut that part. I'll cut all the parts out where we were shitting on Edgar. I'm sorry.
Just cut the part off when he got really sensitive.
There you
Just
go.
cut that part.
Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, no, thanks for listening. This was a very long episode. Thank you, Josh, for being a part of Two Brothers and Friend. The first of many of that. Don't worry, we're gonna call everyone who isn't Maurice Two Brothers and Friend for every future episode. This has been Two Brothers. Thank you guys for listening. Oh shit, I keep forgetting, but follow us on all our socials. Listen to us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts or YouTube. That's been Two Brothers.
Two Brothers.